Deck the halls with Scott 86. Fa la 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 la. Check out the movies and games that he picks. Fa la 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 la. Reviewing all these movies and games. Fa la 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 is enough to make him go insane. Fa la 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 la. Let's review some movies and games. Fa la 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 la. Christmas reviews for 25 days. Fa la 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 la. Don me now my game apparel. Fa la 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 la. If you like this shit, stay tuned to my channel. Fa la 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 la. Let's review some movies and games. Fa la 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 la. 25 reviews for 25 days. Fa la 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 la. Nah, I'm just kidding, there could be more. Fa la 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 la. Scott 86 coming to your door. Fa la 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 la. La 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 la. Bruce Willis. Yeah. He's one of the hugest, most well-known action heroes of all time, let alone one of the biggest movie stars of all time. To be perfectly honest here, he's my personal favorite action hero ever. But you may ask yourself and wonder, where did this badass's career truly begin? Which movie was it that just skyrocketed this man into action hero stardom forever? Yeah, that's right. We're going there. Die Hard. Die Hard is my favorite action movie of all time. Definitely. It started it all. I can guarantee that it was and still is the inspiration for action heroes to come since and ever since then. Die Hard changed the way we look at action cinema. It paved the way for many. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this review going here. The movie starts off with our hero getting off a plane in California because he's going to visit his wife and kids for Christmas. But little does he know, shit's about to hit the fan real quick. But before we get into the story, let's go ahead and talk about the characters. We have the main protagonist, the hero of the entire film, John McClane, played by the one, the only Bruce Willis. Then we got Miss Holly McClane, or Holly Gennaro, played by the lovely Bonnie Bedelia. And then we also have the one, the only Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Yeah, that's right. That guy from Urkel, you know what I'm talking about? Family Matters? Yeah, he's in it too. All these movies have to have a comic relief, I guess. And without further ado, let's meet the limo driver, Mr. Argyle. Mr. Devorah White. And he did a great job at keeping the whole picture at ease, and just giving you a laugh every now and then. Argyle was great. Thanks, Argyle. And then you got William Atherton, that portrayed the role of the annoying news reporter guy, Richard Thornburg. And then we have another annoying character in the movie. His name was Harry Ellis. They called him Ellis in the movie. He was played by Hart Bochner. He's probably the most obnoxious character in the entire film. And we will explain why he is later on, so let's move on to the next character. And then you got the awesome Alan Rickman. He owns in this movie as Hans Gruber. Hans Gruber is the ultimate bad guy in the entire Die Hard series, to me. Yeah, and then you got other characters like Carl, and then you also have the one, the only, Paul Gleason. Rest in peace, my dude. He was definitely one of the greatest actors, one of the other greatest actors of all time. He was in movies like Breakfast Club, but that's off topic. That's besides the point. Let's get back to Die Hard. Okay, so the story starts off once again as John McClane arrives at the airport and he gets a quick taste for California. Then he meets up with his limo driver Argyle, who whisks him away and takes him to the one and only Nakatomi Towers, where the rest of the story takes place, or more like a majority of the film takes place from here on in. So, they hop in said limo and then they're off to Nakatomi Towers. They bullshit in the car until they come up on the towering building. John finally arrives at Nakatomi and meets the colorful staff right away. The charming Joseph Takagi, the prick of a co-worker, Ellis, and then finally reuniting with his wife. And then before you know it, the terrorists show up and crash the party. You got Carl, which is Han's right-hand man, and then a slew of goons armed to the teeth with enough firepower to send Arnold Schwarzenegger into orbit. So Hans makes himself known and tells everyone that they will all be okay and perfectly fine, just as long as they abide by his demands. And his demands won't be met until he finds Mr. Joseph Takagi. So finally, after some searching, Takagi reveals himself, and then away to Mr. Takagi's office we go. So they arrive at Takagi's office after some awkward elevator talk, and now it's time to have a sit down. So Hans explains his plight. Hans just goes over the fact that if he doesn't tell him what he needs to know, when he wants to know it, he's personally gonna cancel his fucking contract permanently, so to speak. Takagi refuses. Hans asks politely one more time, and Takagi refuses him again. Leaving Hans no choice but to cancel said contract. Ho ho ho! Now I got a machine gun! Yeah, that's right, now he's got a machine gun, okay? He took out this guy and dressed him up like old Saint Nick. What do you say, huh? Well, that's John McClane for you, and it's the season, I guess, you know? He saw a Santa Claus hat, he had a dead guy, so why not, right? So now you got John McClane climbing around in the air-conditioned units, or the air-conditioned shafts, and then you got one pissed-off brother. Okay, so now Hans Gruber has discovered that there's a poison pill running around the building, and he doesn't know what to do because he has this huge heist that he has to uphold, and he has to He has to do it so he can be very rich and he can move on with his life and just have a happy life and have a happy terrorist life, I guess, you know. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do after he does something like this, but that's his vision, okay? So, you got Hans Gruber, man with a vision, and then you got John McClane just just crawling around in the air, the ventilation shafts, you know, searching for the bad guys so he can pick them off one by one. And then y'all remember Ellis, the asshole of the picture. Yeah, that's right, this coke-headed junkie is about to play a big role. So, story goes, he comes in and tries to negotiate a deal with Hans Gruber. Yeah, ridiculous, right? Why the hell would you want to negotiate with a terrorist? You've got to be on coke. You missed a spot, Ellis, okay? Okay, so anyways, he sits down, they offer him a coke, they act all cool with him, and they finally get John McClane on the radio with him. John tries to convince Ellis to leave the room, you know, get as far away from Hans as he can. But Ellis is a dumbass and he stays, and Hans has no choice but to cancel his fucking contract as well.